Hi everyone, thank you so much for stopping by today. I am super excited about this video. We are not going to waste any time, so let's go ahead and let's get started. So we have a lot of new subscribers, so I definitely want to welcome you, and I want to thank you so much for subscribing to our channel. You picked the best time to subscribe because we have some new and exciting things that are getting ready to happen. So let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Ayana. I am the owner of Southern Entertaining. We want you to stop daydreaming about having a beautiful garden, and we want to help you create one. We're going to all grow together here on this channel, but we're going to take it a step further. If you want to grow flowers, that's fine. We want you to give a flower bouquet to a family or a friend. You want to grow some vegetables, grow beautiful, healthy, nice vegetables, but share it. We're all about sharing here. Sharing stuff with your family and your friends, entertain them, let them taste stuff, let them try stuff that you've grown right in your own space. So again, welcome. And okay, so here's the big announcement. Monday, we publicly came out with our first ebook, Let Us Grow Together. This is your guide to growing garden fresh lettuce right in your own space. You don't have to have a big space. You can have a container. You can have a raised bed. If you want to, you can grow it in the ground. But it literally takes you from beginning to end on how to grow your own garden fresh lettuce. Now, if you're not following us on Instagram, go ahead and follow us, because we actually did a live on Instagram Monday that kind of tells you all about it. We still have that video up, so after this video, go ahead and check it out. And guys, comment below, let me know if you want me to also go live right here on YouTube. We're able to do that now, so if you want me to go live sometimes on YouTube, because that's the platform that you look at or are on a lot of times, let me know and we will definitely make that into our schedule. Before I show you what we are going to start growing today with our lettuce, the different varieties, that is one of the reasons why I wrote this ebook, because I'm going to give you a quick story. It's going to be short because y'all know how I go to talking. So basically, when we stayed overseas, when I tell you they had some bomb lettuce mix, like by the time those flavor combinations they put together, like that was literally a whole meal. Although they did it like as a appetizer or something like that, like they'll bring you out a salad. By the time I got through eating the salad, I was full. It was flavorful. It was wonderful. So let's fast forward when we move back to the States, right here in coastal Georgia. I got tired of either going to the grocery store picking like romaine this week, iceberg one week. Which one do you want? It was no variety. It was no good selection. And then they look pitiful. And I'm like, if I'm gonna spend my money, my stuff needs to be fresh. So I went as far as talking to the produce manager, y'all. Like I went to the produce manager and I said, when does the produce truck come in? What time, what day? And when do y'all put it out? That's an important question, because they can tell you, oh yeah, it comes Wednesday. But if they don't put it out till later, you're wasting a trip. So I even said, when do y'all have it put out? So she told me. I went and I was like, this is it? I've been gardening for over 20 years and there's no reason why I cannot grow lettuce. Lettuce is quick, it's easy. Most varieties that we grow, and I'll share with you over this exciting journey, takes about between 25 to maybe 50 days to grow. And then a lot of the lettuce that we grow, we can do what you call leaf off of. So we take those outer leaves, make us a salad, but the whole plant is still continuing to grow up until we normally get about 3 to 4 harvests. But remember, I told y'all we're going to succession plant this year. We're not playing around, we're succession planting. So that's why I wanted to share this with you all. I don't want you to have to pick iceberg or romaine, and then the bagged lettuce or the ones that they have in the clamshell. A lot of times I would go in there and they would be like, I turn it up and you could see like the juices in it, you know, like I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. That was grossing me out. So yeah, I grow, one of my favorite lettuces to grow is like the red lettuces. Although it doesn't get super cold here, but I noticed that when the temperatures like start to drop, the red like really comes out and it's so pretty. And so I look out into my garden and I see like red and green. It's just really, really pretty, and I want to take you along that journey. So after this video, I'm putting all the links in the description, so go ahead and get your Let Us Grow Together ebook, and we're going to grow together. But here's the thing, I've been getting so many emails and so many DMs, and I've been talking to people and they keep using the word can't. I want to, but I can't. So this is the mindset we're going to have right here, right now. Can't and garden is not going to go in the same sentence here with us. You can. So what I want you to do first is download our free ebook, 5 Tips to a Flourishing Garden. It's totally free. And when you download that ebook and read it and start implementing those 5 tips, then that's when you are going to start to see your garden flourish. You know, a lot of these things I wish I had have known, but that's part of gardening. It's all a journey. But I'm telling you, if you start with those 5 tips, now you're going to grow along your journey of gardening, but I don't want to hear can't. I don't want to hear can't. You can. You just have to know what to do and just some of the things that'll get you going. So let me stop talking. Let me get my supplies together, because I'm going to show you what we're going to start off today, and it's going to be so pretty, and I'm going to keep you posted and come and do different videos to show you the progress. And I hope you do this along with me so you can see the progress as well. Now, if you're in a zone where you're where it's too cold to grow lettuce, that's okay. You still watch these videos too, because when it comes your time with your zone, you already know what to do. You already see some beautiful varieties that you want to start, and you can start growing as soon as it's time for you to grow. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to get my supplies and I'll show you what we're planting today. Okay, so before we go over our supplies, what I have here, or before I turn the camera around, I want to show you what we are planting today, because y'all, this is going to be so pretty. So today what we're going to plant is the Baker Creek Rocky Top Salad Blend. Does that not look pretty? Like, look at this combination. Look at this combination. This is so pretty. You're not going to find this in stores. You are not going to do it. So this right here, what we're going to do today, I specifically want to grow this in a container, but we're going to start them in the cell trays today. But I want to grow this blend in a container because I want to put that container, and I'll show you the container really quick. Hold on just a second, because I want to put that container right here on our patio table. That is going to be so pretty, because one thing I like when the weather cools down is to eat outside. You talking about al fresco dining? That's me right here. I'll just set up, if I'm the only one eating out here, I'll set up everything and it'll be so pretty. But let me show you the container, and then I'll show you the supplies. So we are starting them in cell trays. It's been on the ground. But once they are ready to be planted, then we're going to put them in this container right here, and we're going to put this on the patio table. Y'all got to stick around, because it's going to be good. And before I keep going and showing you the supplies, if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. If you're not following us, go ahead and follow us on Instagram, because we are doing a giveaway this month to celebrate our new Let Us Grow Together ebook. We're going to do a giveaway, but I'm going to do like my dad used to always tell us, it's going to be a surprise. So that's why you need to make sure you're subscribed and you're following us, so you could be notified. And make sure if you're doing YouTube, you select all, so that you could be notified once we do the giveaway. But we are giving something away, and I'm excited this month, and I'll tell you more about it when the day comes. Okay, so we have our seed starting mix, and I bought this, but you can totally make your own seed starting mix. Like I tell people, I don't give exact measurements, because you need to create something that you're comfortable with and that you're happy with and that you feel right for your environment. Like I create my own soil blocking mix, and I've given the recipe or told people where to get it from, and they weren't pleased with it. So that's why you have to just come up with something you like. But this particular seed star mix I like, and last year it was on clearance, so I got a lot of it. So normally I'll make my own, but this right here, I mean, I couldn't beat the price. So we got our seed starting mix, and then we got our tab already with the type from Baker Creek, and we got the date on the back. And then we got our cell trays. And let me tell you about these cell trays, y'all, right here. I love these cell trays. They're totally reusable. I've been using some. I started buying them last year, but I have been reusing those. And I love it because it's good for if you want to like wild kids or even wild adults. Sometimes I get wild. But they have like the clear, it's a clear cell tray so you can see what's going on with the roots, which is what I like. And then they have the dome right here that's adjustable, so you can adjust the dome right here. But what we're gonna do, because it's cooled down a little bit, normally I would start my lettuce inside, but I feel confident that if I put them under the patio, that they will germinate just fine with the temps, because we're getting temperatures. The low is about 71, and the high today I think is like 84 or something like that. But I'll keep an eye on them. But I feel confident that I can just leave them outside to germinate. And also, let me just tell y'all the truth, because my plant room is full. It's full right now, and I only got a little bit of shelf space left, so it's gonna have to go out here. So let's go ahead. Let me tell you what I'm going to do step by step by step. So the first thing is, I personally like to go ahead before I even plant, is go ahead and wet my seed start mix. I like to get that wet, so that way, let me tell you why I do that. That way, once you plant the seed, and you don't have to go on top of the seed like with the watering can or whatever you're going to water it with, and possibly dislodge the seed or move it around or something like that. So I go ahead, I wet my soil seed starting mix real good, and then I put it in the cell trays. So let's see if I can put the camera down and kind of show you what I am doing.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay, so I want to share with you all something real quick. You don't have to have all this fancy stuff to start seeds. I just start so many, and this is what works for me. But let me tell you, when I have soil in here, like sometimes I'll put potting soil when I'm potting up, and I need to do something like plant seeds. Right here, dollar store. Go to the dollar store and get you a container, and you could put your soil in that, and then you could still do the same thing with the same effect. So if you saw, as I was squeezing the soil just to make sure it's nice and moist but not like dripping wet, so that's when you saw like the squeezing motions, because you want it to be nice and moist. Because after I get ready to put these seeds in here, I'm not going to water them because I've already watered them, and like I said earlier, that'll stop the seeds from like dislodging and doing all of that. So what I'm going to do, because let me tell you another thing, depending on what you're planting, with us is going to be the seeds. Don't plant it too deep, because it'll never come up. So I'm just really going to take my hand and do like a little indentation right here, and I'm just going to drop the seeds in here. Now, since I have quite a few seeds in this bag or the package, I'm going to do 2 per cell, which will help with germination. Now, sometimes when I get certain seeds or rare seeds and I don't have a lot, we're doing 1 per cell. But I feel like I have enough in here to do 2 per cell. So I'm going to plant 2 per cell, and then I'll show you how I personally finish off me starting seeds, because I don't cover it with the soil, the seed starting mix. I cover it with vermiculite. I do a light dusting, but I'll show you that in just a second. So let me go ahead. I'm going to plant these 2 per cell, and then I'll come back and show you, and then we'll do a light dusting. And I want you guys to go ahead, if you're able, go ahead and get that lettuce in the ground. So let me show you the lettuce seeds and how they look, because they are tiny to me, and they can, you can sometimes put 3 or 4 in there. Like a couple of them, like I said, I did 2 per cell because I got to save my seeds. We're going to be succession planting, but a couple of them did get about 3 in there, and I'm not going to worry about that. But this is how the lettuce seeds look. And remember, this is like a different variety. So I tried to kind of look at the different type of seeds and go ahead and plant them into each cells. But we have them planted. I'm going to move over. If you can see, we have them planted. Okay, and we didn't plant them too deep. That's why we're going to go with our vermiculite. I like to use vermiculite because it helps hold the moisture in. Like I explained, I think before, a lot of times, like if you use potting soil, you'll think that it'll have like a dry crust on top, but it will still be moist. And you kind of go in and water it when you're not supposed to, and you can water it too much. And that's another reason why I love these clear cell, because you can really see, how much moisture it is. So if you think it needs water, you can kind of lift that up out of this tray, and you can tell if it's dry or not. I've gotten to the habit now where I can do a tray like this based on the weight or the feel of it and tell if it needs water or not. But this is why I love the clear ones, because you can pretty much look at it and say it needs water, or it still has enough moisture. So that's one reason why I use vermiculite, because the potting soil can fool you a little bit if you may think it's dry. So another thing, dollar store, y'all, get you some vermiculite and put it in here. I think, what is this? This is some type of shaker, but yeah, put it in there. So that'll kind of control what's coming out, where you don't just dump it out all at once.
Perfect.
Okay, y'all, so our lettuce is ready to grow. I'm going to keep an eye on it, because lettuce germinates pretty quick. And Baker Creek, I've had a lot of success off of the germination rate, because we have some things growing inside now. Great germination rate. That's also something you want to look for when you're purchasing seeds, is the germination rate. I make sure, if I purchase from different companies, like I have a list, and I've included that in the Let Us Grow ebook. I have a bonus list of our resources where we've been growing for so long, but it's certain companies we always go back to because of the germination rate. So I'm just going to stick this down in here all the way, just right over there to the corner. This is our, once again, Rocky Top lettuce blend from Baker Creek Seeds, and we are going to go ahead and put the top on. We'll put the top on, and I'll put this over on our patio, like the covered patio, and I'll come out there and check it. You want to, when you first plant stuff, you definitely want to consistently check it to make sure that it stays nice and moist, not too wet so that you drown the seeds, but you want it to stay moist enough so that the seeds can germinate. You don't want that seed starting mix, or the soil, whatever you choose to use, you don't want that to dry out. As always, thank you all so much for watching this video, and share this with your family and your friends who love to garden. Let's all start growing together. If you're not a subscriber, we would love to have you as a subscriber, so make sure you tap the bell to receive notification each and every time we upload a new video. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and until the next video, bye bye.